plus specialty drinks to get you in the mood for the greatest golf tournament in the world. Book a bay today at doubleeagle.golf.
School tells you all about the 4 seasons: spring, summer, and so on. And then there's a way we really tell what time of year it is. Sports seasons: football season, baseball season, or even off season. Well, what's the chocolate season? Well, it's now, of course. And now, and always. Whether you're looking for a caffeinated pick-me-up on the way to work, a little snack on the way home, or you need the perfect gift that's sure to be appreciated, it's time for the chocolate season, y'all. 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead at thechocolateseason.com. See you there.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere sprayer during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order program. Leverage the industry's latest technology with See & Spray to target weeds in season in corn and soybeans and use less herbicide per acre. Utilize Exact Apply to save in chemical usage and prevent over-application. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order program. Contact your local Landmark location for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't be misled. This is the happy hour, but this is Adam Carriker speaking. Jake is in studio with me. Rico's going to be coming on shortly after this, but they're being kind enough to let us borrow a few minutes of their time because we're now going to bring on one of Nebraska's newest commits. All right, 6'6", 250-pound tight end, Mr. Bear Tenney. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you taking the time to join us. So right off the top, you just recently committed to the Huskers. What are the things that attract you to Nebraska the most? What do you like about what Matt Rule's building here with the Huskers?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I'd say just that he's coming from the NFL, from the Panthers, like that's a big deal to me. Like just development-wise, I feel like he would be very good for developing you to be the best player you could be and to move on to the next level, which is my goal to go to the NFL. But I think it's cool what he's got going on with like Dylan Raiola. Me and him are good friends, and we've known each other for 2 or 3 years now. But you know, Dylan's been texting me every day. You know, up until the commitment, like let's do this. You know, like we'll be, the next, Mahomes and Kelsey. Like we'll be a good duo. So, that's why I pulled the trigger.
So you've known Dylan for a couple of years. Your guys' connection was obviously key in you wanting to come play for Nebraska. How'd you guys meet, and how'd you guys get to be so close, such good friends?
I'll say so we were in Arizona together. We played each other in high school football. We played each other in a rivalry game, and that's kind of how we knew each other. Just went to high schools across from the street, just right next to each other. So.
All right, so you've moved around a little bit during high school. There's all sorts of various reasons that people go to different high schools. They move around, whatever the case may be. I'm just kind of curious, what's the reason for going from Arizona then to Texas? Now you're going to be in Utah. What's prompted the move so frequently?
So my dad owns a property management company and kind of just like real estate, and that's the reason why we've been moving around. Is he just opens up different offices in different states. So yeah.
Now, I'm curious because I've got kids. We're moving back to Lincoln, so they're going to be experiencing a move in their own right. So talk to me about what it's like when you're in school, you're in high school, and what it's like moving to another school or to another state. Like, how can I help my own kids prepare for such a thing?
It's good. Yeah, I would say just making new friends and just be nice to everyone around you and just treat them how you would want to be treated.
Is that something that you actually, and I'm genuinely curious in my own right, is that something you actually consider kind of to be maybe a life skill that you're learning that could be advantageous as you go out into the world one day, whenever you are done playing football, whether it's after college, after the NFL, whatever the case may be? You're used to moving around, and you're used to meeting new people, and you're used to getting acclimated to new places quickly. Is that something that you see as a potential advantage throughout the rest of your life?
Yeah, for sure. Just making, new relationships and new environments. Like, for example, Texas, to me, was a big culture shock. It took a while for me to get used to, but, I, powered through it and got used to it. But I'd say just, like, now I just know which culture I want to be a part of, and I know what I want to, like I said, what I want to be a part of and which culture I don't want to be a part of now. So I think it's definitely a thing that goes towards your favor.
Hey, Bear, this is Rico here on the Happy Hour. We're joined by Bear Tenney on the Aloe Fiber VIP line. And Bear, I was wondering, what kind of tight end do you see yourself as? Because, when people think about tight ends at Nebraska, a lot of times they're thinking mostly, inline blockers, guys who are, a sixth lineman, give or take, on the offensive line there. But what kind of tight end do you see yourself as at Nebraska? I'm
definitely a receiving tight end, but I'm not scared to put my hand in the dirt and block as well. So, best of both worlds. I'd say I'm very elite at both of those things.
So Glenn Thomas, Marcus Satterfield, co-offensive coordinators. All right, they want to throw the ball more this year. Obviously, they want to run the ball first. That's Matt Rule's mentality, a mentality of physicality. He's had that for years, Temple, Baylor, etc. Bringing it here to Nebraska, they ran the ball well last year. But what excites you most about this offense and what they're going to be doing going forward under Glenn Thomas, Marcus Satterfield, in general, going forward?
I love what they did with at Marcus Satterfield over at South Carolina with their tight ends, and I think Matt Rule knows what he's doing with his offense. And like I said, with Dylan Raiola as the quarterback and me and him having that friendship, I think that'll just help get the ball out to the tight ends more and more. So, and also the tight end coach is the offensive coordinator as well. So I think that plays a big role in getting the ball out more to the tight end.
I think that can be huge. And, dude, you're 6'6", 250. So when I first stepped foot on campus in Nebraska, I was 6'6", 247, so very similar. When you look at how they develop players, and I'm going to focus on the weight room, Coach Corey Campbell right now, is that something that appeals to you, getting in the weight room, seeing how you can improve yourself physically and developing that way?
Yeah, I would say weight room-wise, I think I'm pretty good right there. I would say mostly just, like, focus on my speed. Like, I ran a 4.8 laser 40. So, doing that at 250, 245 as a junior in high school, like, I think my goal is to get down to like a 4.6. So right now I'm just focusing on my speed.
So you're wanting to stay at the current playing weight once you get to Nebraska, or are you looking to put on any or just stay where you're at?
Probably 245, 250.
Okay, so kind of staying where you're at, things of that nature, just getting stronger, getting faster, maintaining your weight.
Yeah, just getting stronger and faster. Yeah, for sure, man.
Okay, so you're in Utah now. So what's it like in Utah? Just out of curiosity, beautiful mountains. I've always thought Mountain Time Zone was really, really nice. Okay, but what's it like there in Utah as you're getting ready for your senior season?
I love it, to be honest. Like, it's been awesome, and the team we got in Utah is like very talented, and I think we'll make a run for the state championship for sure. And I think we'll get a lot of good exposure there as well.
Do you go skiing at all?
I go snowboarding.
Have you ever tried skiing?
Nah, I think I'm gonna stick to snowboarding. I like it a lot.
So I've never snowboarded. I've skied God knows how many times in my life. Watching people learn how to snowboard, it just seems painful. What was your process to learning how to snowboard, and why do you personally prefer it over skiing? I prefer skiing over snowboarding because I don't fall down as much. Why do you prefer snowboarding?
I don't know. I just like the feel of it, and I just like how it feels, and
Spring
just
often marks the
feels
beginning.
cool. And my dad's pretty big into snowboarding, so.
When you get to Lincoln, what's like the very first thing you want to do? I've had people say they want to go try a runza. I've had people say they want to go get a workout. I've gotten all sorts of answers from commits and recruits to this question over the years.
Yeah.
What is the first thing you want to do when you get to Lincoln?
I don't know if there's any good fishing there, but that's one of my good hobbies. And then probably hang out with Dylan Rayola.
All right. I like it. Hey, man, I appreciate you joining me. Thanks for taking
Can I get one more question?
Please,
Sorry
please.
about that. Hey, Bear. So the NFL draft is going on. Obviously, we all know that. We see that. When you look at the NFL, you look at the tight ends in the NFL. Who is your favorite tight end to watch? Who would you say you model your game after? If there is someone.
Brock Bowers, for sure.
It's a pretty good person to model your game after. That dude,
Yes, sir.
since day one, has been a beast.
Yeah.
He can block, he can catch, he can run, yards after catch, yards after contact. Pretty good guy to model
I
your game
really
after.
study the way he plays and do my very best to be, similar to him. And I just love the way he plays. So.
All right. He was drafted by the Raiders last night. Are you now a pseudo Raiders fan?
Yeah, probably.
My son is a Raiders fan. He was happy they got Brock, and then he texted me, "I'm so happy we still don't have a quarterback." I didn't know what to say to that. I'm not a Raiders fan. I could care less. They need a quarterback at some point. You got anything else, Rico?
Yeah.
I got nothing else.
All right, my man. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Welcome to the Husker Brotherhood, and good chatting with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
On 11th, located right alongside 93.7 The Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals in everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
If the week's been too hectic to even think about dinner, or your family can't handle one more night of leftovers, then it's time to let Hog Wild do the cooking. Hog Wild's family packs are one heck of a good deal for a complete barbecue meal loaded with all the smoked meats, tasty sides, buns, and sauces you need to feed your family. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
The need in our community, if you just look at the numbers, it's frightening. We're serving over 1,000 kids every day. With the passion of our people, I really feel like our potential to be of even greater service to kids and families who are struggling is just unlimited. But in order to have the greatest impact, we need all the help we can get from the community.
NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEBCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEBCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations. Guess what?
What?
There's 5 Lincoln locations now. Oh my gosh. That's 25% more Lincoln locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside 93.7 The Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Him and tell me there's a God.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary. Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the Happy Hour here on 93.7 The Ticket. I am Rico, joined by my good friend, Austin Orman, filling in for Nick Sainert, who decided that Phoenix was a better place to be than Lincoln, Nebraska, for whatever reason. I'm sure it's sunny and warm down there where we are supposed to be getting severe storms later today.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It is 77, 0% chance of precipitation, 25% humidity, and 13 degrees of wind in Scottsdale.
I am jealous. That's it.
Hi, jealous.
That's it.
I'm Austin.
That's it. Oh, perfect. Perfect dad joke. Fantastic. Austin.
Rico.
The NFL draft happened.
Yeah.
Or at least the first round happened.
It's true. 32 picks.
And I showed up to work today.
You did. I was proud of you.
Yeah, I figured I should. I had to. Had some things to take care of. Still not happy. I'm trying to get somebody to convince me that Drake May was the correct choice for the New England Patriots at 3, and I have yet to hear a good answer. But your Indianapolis Colts did something that you are happy about.
I think.
You think?
I think.
Tell the people about it.
The reason I'm not fully bought into Laiatu Latu is because I talked myself into Brock Bowers falling 2 more spots.
Mm.
There was some chatter that the Colts were in conversations to trade up and land another difference maker to skill position.
Okay.
But apparently nobody else wanted to move back to 15, or no one wanted to like chain moves together to make up picks to move back to 15, which is fine. Trading up doesn't really fit the Chris Ballard mold, but it's interesting that this year they were willing to trade up for these offensive skill guys when Ballard's a big defensive line and offensive line guy in the first round traditionally. Ballard said in his presser that the Colts feel they got the best defensive player in the draft. They didn't even interview him, didn't really talk to him at all because they were so confident with
that they'd get him.
Well, no, just with pretty much the only research they did was on his medicals.
Okay.
A lot of questions like that, but they didn't have any like character questions or scheme fit questions or anything like that. It had a good reputation. Really surprised they didn't go with a cornerback. A safety, it's probably too early to take it at 15, especially with the options that are available this year. But once Bowers came off the board, I texted a few people and said, Quinion Mitchell, you are an Indianapolis Colt. I was wrong.
You were wrong.
I was very wrong. I'm not mad about it. It's you can never have enough edge rushers. This guy's production is in that Myles Garrett and Bosa brothers tier coming out of college, and we know how when those guys are healthy, they affect games.
Well, they're not swinging helmets.
Right. When they're healthy and they're not swinging helmets, things typically work out for them. Having just drafted Oda Yingbo from Vandy, who is a project, Kwity Paye from Michigan. You had some decent stats, but not nearly to Latu's level. It seemed like the Colts were pretty happy with where they were at on defensive ends, but I can't fault them for taking the best player available in that spot either. So I'm certainly not mad about it. I'm just maybe not as inspired or thrilled about it as I was going to be, but I'm sure I'll come around by the time season gets here.
I missed a couple of the picks yesterday because we were out doing some stuff. And when we did get back and we were sitting down, that was one of the picks that we did end up seeing. And I did not know that he had missed 2 years at Washington because of a neck injury that the doctors at Washington were advising him to medically retire from football.
Which he did for 2 years.
And he sat for 2 years and kept wanting to get back into the game. And finally, he ends up transferring to UCLA, has a very productive 2 years, led all of FBS in sacks for those 2 years, and ends up getting drafted 15th overall by the Colts. I mean, it's a great story, and you hope for the best, and hopefully the injury stays away and he can continue to have success. Not too much success for the Colts, but enough success where the pick is used well.
It does make me wonder just how far up the Colts were trying to trade. My guess is that given the connections between the Colts and the Bears, they were trying to get up to number 9.
Would they have broken, if they got up to number 9, would they have kept the offensive player streak going? Because it was all offensive players for 14 straight picks. No defensive players, 14 straight picks of offensive players. And this is, 6 quarterbacks go in the first round.
The first 12 picks.
Yeah, and this is the earliest that a 6th quarterback has gone off the board, I think they said ever, in the NFL draft. So Two records broken with 14 straight offensive players and 6 quarterbacks picked in this amount of time. But would the Colts have, if they would have traded up to 9, would they have kept the offensive player line going, or would they have gone with Leatu Latu?
I am inclined to believe they would have kept the offensive trend going. Let me find the exact tweet here from Stephen Holder, who writes for ESPN about it. He's okay. So, here are the tweets from last night. Colts GM Chris Ballard on the team's efforts to trade up. We had some serious discussions. Yes, with big offers, by the way. We made a push. You've got to get 2 to tango, man. Nobody was moving. Asked whether he was attempting to trade up for an offensive player, Ballard said, "Since I told you I thought we took the best defensive player, you can put that together." So it sounds like, just reading between the lines, the Colts wanted Odunze or Bowers. Chicago wasn't willing to move back, and neither was anyone else at that point. So with those 2 guys, probably their top 2 offensive players left on the board at that point, gone, my guess is that Indy pivoted and took the best defensive player, who does have some of the traitsiness that Ballard has traditionally looked for.
Were you surprised at all? Were you as surprised as I was that Malik Neighbors was the second wide receiver off the board?
No, not necessarily. But if the Giants were going to take him, why didn't they try to trade down at all? That's my other question.
I think they definitely could have gotten him somewhere in the probably after
in the
10.
Odunze range.
Yeah. I just don't. Rome Odunze, what he did at Washington, and the fact that he's a tad bit bigger than Malik Neighbors, I think that he was to me, he was easily the second best receiver in this draft after Marvin Harrison Jr. So just to see, and again, it's not like Malik is a bad wide receiver.
Right.
It's just that somebody with more size and comparable speed just made more sense to me at that pick. I don't know. It's splitting hairs at that point. But just to see Malik Neighbors' name called before Rome Odunze just caught me off guard by a little bit. But to see Chicago, get their quarterback at 1 and then give him a legit weapon at 9. I mean, if you're Caleb Williams, you got to be ecstatic about that.
Oh, how could you not be? And this is the guy that Caleb Williams got to see up close and personal, a couple times at USC playing against Washington. I'm curious to see if the Bears make their last 2 picks today, or if they try to take more swings, because they only have 2 picks left in the entire draft right now.
Oh, really?
Yes, they have a 3rd and a 4th, and then nothing after that. So either Odunze better be worth it, or they better try and create some more picks, some more bites at the apple.
See if you can
over
trade
the next
that
couple days.
3rd rounder away for some 5th, 6th, some more picks later.
Trade 1/3 for 2 5ths,
something
like that.
Just get some, because there's
there
that you can find some gems, so to speak, in those later rounds, as you can see in multiple NFL drafts. But where was I? Oh, JJ McCarthy.
Yeah,
at 10.
Yeah.
As soon as it happened, the first thought that popped into your mind, because mine was, you got fleeced.
I honestly thought that more about the Dallas Turner trade.
Really?
Yes. There were plenty of connections for JJ McCarthy to Minnesota. I think
it was obvious for the longest time, like the way that things had gone from him not being, from being a late 1st, early 2nd round pick to a couple weeks before the NFL draft. All of a sudden there's rumors of him going top 10 and people saying, oh, well, maybe he can go number 3 to the New England Patriots. Like the script for JJ McCarthy flipped so quickly that to me, there was no way he wasn't going in the top 10. But I also thought there's no way the Vikings actually pulled the trigger on this.
I'm not surprised they pulled the trigger, because if they weren't going to take JJ McCarthy there, I think the Raiders would have wanted to trade up into that spot to get ahead of Denver in that situation. Las Vegas is probably my biggest loser in the draft for that reason. So if Minnesota was dead set on JJ McCarthy, that's fine. But then the Dallas Turner trade, Rico, to move up 6 spots from 23 to 17, the Vikings obviously gave up, number 23. So they switched those positions. Then gave up a 5th rounder, a 2025 third, and a 2025 fourth to move up 6 spots. Here's the thing. I asked Jay about it off air, and he was saying that, Dallas Turner has a higher ceiling than Will Anderson. Will Anderson came in more pro ready, but Dallas Turner might end up being the better player.
Houston gave up a lot to go up and get Will Anderson last year.
They did, after they had already fleeced Carolina. Or no, they lost and fallen to number 2, what it was. So it better be worth it, is what I'm saying, because that's 2 pretty high value picks next year that they gave up between the 3rd and the 4th rounder. And if Dallas Turner is worth it and the Vikings are trying to do their CJ Stroud, Will Anderson thing with McCarthy and Dallas Turner, cool. I can respect it. It just seemed like a hefty price to move up 6 spots.
I just don't, if you truly believe that this is going to be the leader of your defense for the years to come, I get it, because he was not going to be there 6 spots later. He is a good enough player that he was not going to be, he's there obviously at 17, but I don't think if you waited for 6 more spots to go by that he would have been there, especially seeing
Would the Rams have taken Turner or reverse?
They would have taken Turner.
Would the Dolphins have taken Turner or Robinson?
If he was still available, Turner. I think Turner
or Quinion Mitchell.
Turner. Well, no, because the Eagles don't need Turner.
The Eagles have drafted a lot of pass rushers, though, and none of them have really stuck.
Do you take that risk again and taking another pass rusher, or do you get somebody on the outside to shut down somebody else?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. They better be right. That's really what it comes down to. He's a good player. I'm not saying he's not worthy of being drafted there, but I wonder if Jacksonville managed to sneak an extra pick last year out of it, sensing some desperation out of Minnesota.
Potentially. I'm not even going to talk about Drake May because I'm just too upset.
Why are you upset? He's going to be fine.
He's not. See, he's going to be fine. That's not number 3 overall.
Well, it's not. His skill position cast isn't good right now.
It's not.
And so they have to invest in that.
Instead of getting a he's going to be fine quarterback, you could have added to the skill positions that are you could have taken Marvin Harrison Jr. You could have, even if it would have been a reach, you could have taken Brock Bowers, since you love tight ends so much up in New England. You could have gotten somebody at a skill position that is an immediate upgrade over what you have. But instead you went with a quarterback who underperformed this year after being cast as a potential running mate for Caleb Williams for number 1 overall pick potential. You picked somebody who is coming from a non-traditional football school, and that's not to, say anything about guys coming from non-traditional football schools, but a guy who, yes, he has the size and the arm talent potentially, but how many times in previous NFL drafts have you seen teams take somebody with size and arm talent based off of what they did at the NFL Combine or what they did at their pro day, and it doesn't work out?
And see, I thought you would have been...
risk either way, but I feel like it would have been safer to add a skill position guy, even though, for New England, it hasn't stuck with the guys that Bill Belichick had been taking in the past.
I'm a little surprised you're not happier they took the anti-Mac Jones. Right? Mac had the touch, he had the anticipation, he had the Bama upbringing, but kind of felt like Mac was pretty close to finished product, right? Had to step in from day one and be an NFL starter.
I mean, he was.
I think there's
Pro
still
Bowler
some
and he went to the playoffs in his first year,
right? And then what happened?
Then they had a defensive coordinator for an offensive coordinator, and then they had an offensive coordinator who wasn't allowed to call plays.
Right. I think Drake May has a higher ceiling than Mac Jones. You gave yourself another bite at the apple, and you of all people, Rico, should know that figuring out quarterback makes a lot of other pieces make sense.
Yeah, I just didn't want Drake May.
Okay.
I think
Why didn't you trade up and get Jane Daniels?
I think I had convinced myself that I didn't like Drake May but as soon as all of those projections started coming out, I just convinced myself I didn't like it. So regardless of the pick, I watched so many highlights last night trying to convince myself that this was a good pick. I still can't. I just can't do it. I don't know why. It hurts.
What do the Patriots have left for picks?
They have the 2nd overall pick in the 2nd round today. And if he's available, if the Bills, don't trade down again, and if they actually make a pick and they don't take a corner, we'll see an Iowa corner going to New England. That's my guess.
Okay, so yeah, they have the second pick, like you said. They have a third, a fourth, a fifth, 2 sixths, and then a seventh.
I'd be surprised if
they do some work with that.
I'd be surprised if they make all of those picks.
Really?
Although Bill isn't there anymore, it's almost tradition to trade away. I was surprised they not surprised, but I was glad that they actually picked at 3 instead of trading away and getting like 2/4 and the last pick in the first round or something.
Yeah.
But they'll trade a couple of those and get some picks for next year. It'll happen. And they'll probably be bad again this year and pick in the top 5.
Yeah, the way they operate these next couple days will tell me if they prefer this year's draft class or next year's.
What was
because typically you take future value all the time. But if you don't like next year's class, it's almost better to use your picks this year and then take what comes next year instead of always loading up for the future. Unless, you've already started your groundwork on 2026 and love that and want to get a lot of picks in that draft. I
don't know what Gerard Mayo's doing, and we'll see what happens this time. What was the biggest surprise from round 1 for you?
Penix. Yeah.
That was it. Best. Like I said, I missed a lot of the picks. That was one of the ones I missed, and extremely so. Especially so, not surprised that he went top 10. Surprised he went to Atlanta.
Surprised he went top 10. My 3 biggest surprises were Penix to the Falcons, Bowers to Las Vegas, and then the Bills trading
twice
with the Chiefs.
Just with the Chiefs?
Just with the Chiefs. Like,
allowing the Chiefs.
Really?
Allowing the Chiefs to get the fastest receiver in the draft.
And it's not like the Bills fleeced the Chiefs on this deal or anything.
No.
Like, this was essentially a value neutral trade, which you tend to give the benefit of the doubt then to Kansas City.
Well, they traded. So they
really
traded,
Buffalo?
Yeah, they trade down with Kansas City, and then they traded out of the first round again because they had the last pick in the draft or the last pick in the first round, and traded with Carolina to get the first pick in the second round.
You just flip flopped.
And or no, I think they already had that one, but they traded for they traded for that one and then like a fifth and a sixth. But it's like you are a team that is needy at wide receiver, and the 2 picks you traded are the fastest wide receiver in the draft and one of the sleepers at wide receiver in Leggett out of South Carolina.
Yeah. Which, again, all the conversation has shifted to, are the Bills making a run at Ayuk or Higgins?
I saw that a Bills writer said that them trading out of the first round and having the first pick in the second round was perfect because then they had more time to discuss trade scenarios for Ayuk and discuss trade scenarios for Higgins with the Bengals and the Niners, and having that first pick in the second round, the first pick of day 2, was a big bargaining chip, and having as much time as they did from the end of the first round to the beginning of the second round is going to able them to facilitate a better trade for themselves at getting one of those star wide receivers. I don't see it. I think you could have easily just taken one of those rookies.
And it's economics 101, right? Because both Higgins and Ayuk are going to want a new contract.
Yes.
So
going to be a lot more expensive
now,
than a first-round rookie.
Granted, they are getting rid of a lot of Stephon Diggs' money, or at least a good chunk of it. So I'm sure they can carve out the space for a guy like that. But you either got to be willing to pay him, or you're going all in on this year and then taking a look at the skill positions.
Before we get to a break, I do want to let everybody know we did have a EAS weather alert go over tornado warnings in a lot of the counties surrounding Lincoln, a lot of the towns and cities surrounding Lincoln. So please, if you are listening, be safe out there, pay attention, get somewhere safe, take care of yourselves. But we'll be right back here, 93.7 The Ticket Happy Hour.
Take you, traveler, to seek fortune in a new career or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation. Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
If the week's been too hectic to even think about dinner, or your family can't handle one more night of leftovers, then it's time to let Hog Wild do the cooking. Hog Wild's family packs are one heck of a good deal for a complete barbecue meal loaded with all the smoked meats, tasty sides, buns, and sauces you need to feed your family. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
The need in our community, if you just look at the numbers, it's frightening. We're serving over 1,000 kids every day. With the passion of our people, I really feel like our potential to be of even greater service to kids and families who are struggling is just unlimited. But in order to have the greatest impact, we need all the help we can get from the community.
NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker concrete, and Beatrice concrete. NEBCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEBCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations. Guess what?
What?
There's 5 Lincoln locations now. Oh my gosh. That's 25% more Lincoln locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside 93.7 The Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
A gorilla bear versus polar bear.
A what bear versus a what bear?
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
A gorilla bear versus a polar bear. Polar bear.
One more time.
Gorilla versus a polar bear.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Like switching microphones over there, Streaky. What's going on?
Well,
what's going on?
I mean, my guy threw it to me. So
what's going on?
I received the pass and I went to the hoop.
Great catch. Great catch.
Yep.
Proud of you. Welcome back
Kobe.
to Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter/X, and Allo channel 961. If you are listening, hearing, or watching us, you have found us on any of those fantastic ways. And you can also join in on the show, 402-464-5685 on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, Starter Heyman text line. This is the Chris Crossover as Eric Strickland joins Austin and myself. Stricky,
What it do?
how you doing, man?
Another day in the jungle, my boy. Just glad to be here.
Always.
I'm here. I'm alive. The weather stinks on a Friday. I'm not happy about it, but I'm gonna do like Jadakiss said. We gon' make it. We gon' make it. We gon' make it. There you go. That's what I'm about today. Just trying to make it through.
Just make it through the day.
Yeah.
You know who didn't make it through the day?
There's a few of them.
Mitchell Robinson. Yesterday, as Joel Embiid, one of the dirtiest players in the NBA.
They made a mixtape for that man.
They did, and the NBA is copyright striking all of them.
Yeah. Another team didn't make it through game 3.
The LA Lakers down 3-0.
Yeah.
How the NBA playoffs are going on. That's what we're going to talk about right now. All right. We talked about the NFL draft. I'm sure you guys will get into it a little bit. Cooper DeJean, just mark it down. He's going to go to the Patriots with the second pick in the second round. The NBA playoffs going on right now. The Lakers down 3-0. How, you saw LeBron James in the postgame presser afterwards saying it's just basketball. It's just basketball.
Stop the cap.
How
and got that dog.
Frustrated is this man from going from the best player in the NBA, where he's still, top 5 in the NBA, probably.
Cap.
Top 5?
No.
Top 10?
Yeah, maybe that.
At least top 10.
Definitely not 5. Stop it.
Joker,
Stop it.
Luka, Giannis.
Who?
Joker,
Luka,
Giannis.
Who's better than
the rest of the competition? I'm not saying these are the next guy, but you're talking Shea,
Tatum,
there you
go.
Steph,
There you
KD.
go. I'm not even. I mean, Steph.
You're taking all those guys over Bron?
Brunson.
I'm taking Shea definitely. Shea definitely.
Wemby
definitely.
You're
not. No,
you think just because of what he's done doesn't mean he's that guy now in the league.
What's he averaging right now?
23.
23 what and what? Come on, give me the assist and the rebound.
I'm getting it pulled up, Tricky. I'm getting it pulled up here.
Come on.
LeBron James this season is averaging 25.7 points, 7.3 rebounds,
because a lot of this
8.3 assists, 54% shooting, 41% from 3, 75% from the free throw line, a player efficiency rating of 23.7.
You mean to tell me
so
that's
give me
not
Shea.
top 5?
Give me Ant-Man. You're saying
stop.
Okay, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
These guys are leading their team.
30 points, 5.5 rebounds, 6 assists, 54% field goal percentage, 35% from 3, 87% at the line, 29.3 player efficiency rating. And then
That's
you
better than
said Anthony Edwards.
That's better than LeBron.
Stop it.
Okay, Anthony Edwards, 26, 5.5, and 5, 46% shooting, 36 from 3, 84% at the line, 19.7 per.
His is worse, but definitely Shea.
Okay, so that's 4.
Tatum.
Let's see. Tatum, 27, 8, and 5 on 47, 38, 83 with a 22 per.
There you go.
You're ridiculous.
The man barely got into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson, 28.7 points, 3.5 rebounds, 6.7 assists, 48% from the field, 40% from 3, 85% free throw shooter, 23.4 per.
That beats it too.
Brunson burner.
No, but here's the crazy thing.
That's good.
Your boy was giving him all the work and D'ing him up on the lockdown. You get somebody that's got a body and a frame and has the ability to put that in front of him, you can do okay. And I'm talking about Zion. When the Pelicans was playing, when Zion was on him, he wasn't doing all that bully balling and stuff that he does to other people.
Okay, what if I told you LeBron is taking the fewest shots he's taken in the last 4? Wait, okay, so LeBron's taking 17.9 shots per game this year. The lowest number of shots he's taken since his last year in Miami.
So he's deferring. He's saying, it's not my team anymore. AD, it's yours.
It is right now.
And he's not taking advantage of it because they barely made the playoffs. That's not on Braun. That's on AD.
That's what they always do, my boy. They
Hey,
always
terrible teammates.
They always spread the faults to other teammates.
Have you seen D'Angelo Russell?
Okay, well.
I saw someone post a picture. They posted D'Angelo Russell's stat line, and then as the joke, they put Klay Thompson's picture. Yeah, it's horrible.
I think I
really
tweeted
funny.
something about Klay Thompson where this guy was shooting and he was shooting just major bricks, and somebody put up there Klay Thompson. I
They
said,
just
"It's
built the
all
house.
bad."
Yeah.
How, okay, but as I was saying, how frustrating is it to go from being the best player in the league to being top 10 player in the league and having absolutely no answer in these
And you guys
playoffs?
forgot about Embiid and
true, JoJo. That's right.
I mean, yeah, there's
Embiid
definitely
played
other guys.
like 12 games this season and is a dirty player. So I don't. He's not.
He's off your list.
He's not included.
All right, just for reference as well, LeBron's player efficiency rating has gone down 2 straight years. He's at 23.7 this year. He's at 23.9 last year. 26.2 when he was listed as the center for the 21-22 season. 24.2, 25. Like this is all like all-star level stuff. But from 2007 to 2013, his lowest mark was 27, and he led the league 6 years in a row.
Yeah, I can believe that. That's when he was in prime. He was in his prime, and that was good. So I just can't say he's still top 5. I mean, I still think he's a tremendous player. He's, I still think he's on the. You wasn't here yesterday.
No.
I said he's on that Barry Bonds.
You're crazy. This man spends $1 million in the offseason to take care of his body.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that Barry Bonds.
I bet there's a little slight budget, a little dark money budget over there somewhere too.
What is he like? Soaks in wine or something? That's I don't know. Apparently, there's some properties in there.
No,
that
this
make
is alleged. All this is alleged.
Makes
We
you
don't
feel
know.
better or something. Stricky, what would you?
I
Have
would
done?
go prick a hair and just maybe submit it.
Test it a little bit. What would you have done if you were a teammate? If you were on the Knicks and you saw what Embiid was doing last night?
I probably wouldn't have risked it in the open of sparking something.
Mm-hmm.
I would have set probably a pick on him and stuck a sharp elbow in his rib, or I would have done something slight, hit him with a knee to the thigh. Just on GP, just like I'm running by a screen and I would stick my knee out.
Just
something slick. It wouldn't be open to, because they're watching.
Mm-hmm.
You do that action and they don't normally catch and deal with the first action that you usually deal with the second one. So I would have done something low key.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have done the Meta World piece, what he did to. I wouldn't have done
the
that.
elbow.
I wouldn't have done the Draymond step on the sack and act like I'm trying to jump over you.
Was it Brad Davison or Jordan Bohannon when they were coming around a pick, just swung up from underneath.
Yeah.
That was, I think, might have both.
Probably.
But like me not showing my, but like I don't want to show my bias or anything. Like I'm a Knicks fan, obviously everybody knows that. But like those were dirty plays, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I say that. I mean, the man went for a 50 ball. I mean, he had to. He had to give it all he got. I still don't think they'll have enough. I mean, it's possible. They're definitely going to have to take care of home and go back to the Garden and get something done. Brunson's playing extremely well. Nuggets that should be about over. And what's going to happen? I think that's about over.
So Embiid dropped.
Watch tonight. Watch the Pacers. If the Pacers can, put some pressure on that situation, that's one. I like the matchup with the Clippers and the Mavs. We've always talked about that. We think that's going to be a good one. It's going to be one of the better ones. And are you surprised by the Timberwolves and the Suns?
Yes. I'm just going to pull out a not saying, just saying sort of thing.
Yeah.
Embiid made as many free throws as the Knicks took last night.
And there you go.
Yep. He was 19 of 21 at the line, which is incredible for a guy that size to shoot 95% of the free throw line in a game. But 13 of 19, he was legitimately more efficient as well. I mean, 5 of 7 from 3 too, but he shot 21 free throws, made 19 of them. And to be fair, Jalen Brunson had 12 of New York's 19 attempts.
That's what he does.
Kind of a star's whistle, maybe?
Well, Jalen attacks. He's got a big body. He's got like a little bowling ball, and he's very good at using that part of his body to create space or separation or draw fouls. So
the craziest part about it is that the Knicks won 3 of the 4 quarters.
Yeah, the Sixers went
they
off
just
for
got
45
blasted
in the third.
43-27.
So they go off for 43 in the third. That's when Embiid pulled Mitchell Robinson down. He went for however many points he had in the third after Mitch got hurt. Ridiculous.
What is the significance of the injury?
It's the same. I believe it's the same ankle that he had surgery on earlier this year.
Yeah, that's not good. You hate to see that.
So
especially without having
Jericho Sims.
Julius Randle.
Oh, yeah. Well, now they have Isaiah Hartenstein, who does a decent job on.
Did you see the cut that man had on his neck coming out of halftime?
Yeah.
Somebody sliced him
up. Did
up.
you see that? It was like vertical.
Yeah.
If they want to slice him up, they go horizontal, but it was vertical.
You know how the New Yorkers do it.
Yeah. Hartenstein does a good enough job, but Embiid, hunting for those fouls, he's going to get Hartenstein in trouble. You're going to have Jericho Sims or Precious Achiuwa get in there and play some pretty valuable minutes trying to slow Embiid down, and it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough,
especially without Mitch in there, especially without Julius Randle. But Mitch has missed most of the season. Finally came back for the last few games of the regular season and into the playoffs, and he's done a really good job of acclimating himself and getting himself back into good enough shape to continue playing with them. And then something like that happens, and nobody gets kicked out for whatever reason.
We don't have NBA talk really, so I'm gonna go ahead and say this real quick.
All right, go ahead.
MPJ was absolutely phenomenal. There was some concern. We had kind of mentioned it about how this would affect the situation with his brother.
Both of them.
Maybe some of the conversations. Yeah, with the family, how that affect him. And I can't say that I see that. But what we do see in a dynamic of what's going on with Denver is you're seeing that Husker type of flow where it can be one guy for 1 minute, another guy. And listen, Aaron Gordon's found his role. Like it's something telepathic. It's something now that they've played together. They've been in the trenches together. There's an understanding between all of those guys, where guys are going to be, how they're going to cut based on a setup, where he's going to be at, where lobs are. I mean, it's an uncanny thing that they have going on, but it works. And this is why I just think they're better. I just think they're better than most.
Yeah.
When you're talking about a 7-game series and the coaching,
tough.
It's going to be tough to outcoach them. I think matchups are going to matter as to how far.
I think front offices and coaches are, should be, bowing down to Aaron Gordon for saying thank you for providing a template for guys moving forward, because there's so many guys that could be so good in that role, that take a step back from outside of themselves, become a role player and thrive and win. So I am sure agents are unhappy, like, oh, you're costing my guy money by fading in the background, by being the third or fourth option. but coaches, GMs are like, hey, look at this guy, right? We know how talented you are. We will feature you, maybe not the way you anticipated coming into the league, but you can help us win championships. You know, if you put like 10% of your ego aside, fill this role for us, look what we could accomplish.
And the thing about the NBA, coaches have to do that.
Yes.
That's the difference between college and the NBA. They have to get buy-in this way with the egos. They have to get their egos to suppress themselves.
And I can imagine how tough that was, because coming out of Arizona, going to Orlando and being the feature guy and it not working out. Orlando not making the playoffs, just not having a good overall record when he's the dude, going to Denver and realizing, look, man, you are supremely tight. You are obviously one of the best, basketball players because you're in the NBA in the world, right? So we know what you can do, but for now, in this current situation, we don't need you to do all of that. Do what you're best at, and we're going to ask you to do this. We're going to ask you to do this. And from time to time, from game to game, guess what? You might have the matchup, and guess what? We're going to feed you. You're going to get exactly what you want in this situation. But for now, if you do this, we can make the playoffs. We can be a 1-2 seed. We can win championships with you doing this, and you'll get your money. It'll come.
Because when again, this is in-game adjustments. This is Denver is so good. They put him on AD, and AD went away. You know what I mean? Because they was rolling. I mean, they were killing again. They jumped off to another win. Led at half. I think their record at half. I mean, I think it was like 35-6 if they're leading at half. The Lakers. It's a crazy number, but their last 3 now they've lost what? This is 12 straight. It's either 11 or 12.
I think it's 12 now. Yeah.
12 now. 12 straight games to the same team.
Yeah. Look, Denver's completely fine with not leading at half because they know who they are as a team and they know what they're capable of. They know what Nikola Jokic can give them. They know what Aaron Gordon can give them. They know what Michael Porter Jr. can do. Like, they have all of this. Playoff Jamal Murray is just different. So they're fine. They're like, okay, whatever. You can run off this many points. We're gonna get you.
But here's the thing: they're dominant. They're winning. They're up 3-0. They own the Lakers. But wouldn't you feel better about Denver's chances to go back to back if they led some of these games at halftime and were up 15 instead of down 15? Right, like stomp the life out of someone. Like, it's great they have the postseason experience. It's great that they're able to come back and they have the Lakers number. But man, I want my champion to be a little more dominant than this, especially against a lower seeded team that you own. Don't even give them life. Don't mess around. Don't play with your food. Just put the boot down on them.
But could it be them? And it's different from game to game or whatever. But like, could this be them waiting to see what the Lakers have adjusted to in terms of them in the first half, and then adjusting to that after halftime?
I mean, they do it in all ways.
The same thing.
They do it coming into the next game. They have an anticipation of maybe things that they may do or do different, or based off of film, what they may try to exploit. They may have some switch for that coming into game. Then they'll have a watch adjustment on how they start the game, who's hot, who's rolling, what they're doing. Then they'll adjust again, maybe half the first quarter after a timeout, slight adjustment, not anything major. Then they'll go into the second quarter, another observation. Then they'll do maybe another tweak. Halftime, there's some form of an adjustment that's made, and it's major. Whether it's an offensive set, cutting set, a matchup exploitation, a matchup cover up, a change of coverage. I mean, there's something that happens at half, and this is why you see, some of that after half progressions. And they end up getting better. They get stronger, and then a lot of teams don't readjust to their adjustments.
Yes.
And that's what good coaching, normally do. And I just don't know if Darvin Ham is him.
Yeah. Maybe another change at head coach for the
There
Lakers.
might be. I think if they lose this, you never know.
You might as well just put Braun at head coach.
Is that the time to go make a power move then?
When you lose, probably. But there was a lot of people not touching it, and a lot of people not touching it because of your boy. No, your boy.
It's not my boy. He's my boy's boy.
But that's the crazy. I think that's needed.
Yeah.
They're needed.
More than likely.
Yeah.
All right, we went really far over, but on the block coming up next, everybody stay safe out there. Tornado warnings in effect here in Lancaster County, so please be safe, keep your eye on the sky, and make sure that everything you do is fantastic. I don't know where I was going with that. Adios!
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Hey Nebraska! Register today for the 40th annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. If you've experienced a sports injury, joint or back pain, trust your care to Nebraska Orthopedic Center, a proud platinum partner of the Cornhusker State Games.
Hi, my name is